Can you feel me shake the ground? 'Cause I've heard enough excuses. Let's find out what the truth is. Get on my feet, take to the streets. I'm knocking at your door, not gonna take. Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life. Shut it down.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, this is what you'll be running.
Killer.
Fancy, we'll just leave this with you.
Sick.
Yeah,
that's
so
nice and thick, eh?
This part was 3D printed over the course of 5 days.
Yeah.
And it's got enough infill. It should also sit nice against the inside of where the wheel well is, or sorry, the edge of the fender is.
Yeah.
So that depending if it needs to get trimmed back or whatever else, it's not going to allow a bunch of stuff to
Yeah, it looks
enter.
like you have a lot of meat there to do.
Yeah,
trimming.
and especially just for keeping this straight when you guys are either body working it or whatever else. But we've got it all dialed together, just we've got it in a few pieces. We're going to get it put together. We're going to test fit it on there, and then just provided everything's good, we'll just glue the ends together just so it's in the right spot, and we can leave it there.
Cool.
And then we're off
we
to the
can try it
races.
on this one, and then we're not disturbing Matt too. You know, he doesn't like to be disturbed, so.
Okay. I can appreciate that. Yeah, this one's cool.
Yeah, this one's all metal. We know exactly what you scanned is what it's going on.
Yeah, provided that the scan data that was provided to us.
Yes, yeah.
And I have no doubt, based on the scanner they were using.
Yeah, they look like they knew what they were
All
doing.
the dials should be in already, and then.
And this is passenger side, right?
Yep, this will be passenger side. So we'll stick these pieces together here quick. There we go. And then this is just going to go on. You'll grab the front for me here.
Pretty damn good, I'd say.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother!
Oh yeah.
This alignment will be
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
proof. Even down there, we've got a little pocket for a bolt hole that lines up with the OEM fender bolt too.
Oh sweet.
You're gonna sandwich it all in between.
That's killer.
Okay, same as the Mustangs, you gotta drill an access hole from the bottom side.
Yep.
And we do the kits there.
Can't find the Gorilla tape, but masking
work
tape will
great.
have to do. Here, Sean, do your thing.
You're good at alignment for the front.
Yep.
Pretty good at the back here too.
Dude.
And we'll glue these up and do another test fit on it as well.
Man, that looks so aggressive.
Yeah.
Hey, holy shit. That's killer.
It's unique to it.
First gen wide body Bronco.
You bet.
You'd either leave it as like a bolt-on look, or you would build up your, yeah. I kind of like the look of like the bolt-on, kind of like we do our Eleanor kits. You could still tell it's a bolt-on fender flare, so you don't have to slap a bunch of mud in there.
Yeah, and so for part of the design process, I just made this top line smooth. So if this wants to blend in, you've got some room to do it still. I just chose a line where I thought it was a good spot to kind of end it off, and then it leaves that option for what you guys want to do stylistically.
I think it's fucking perfect. I love it. You could, yeah. Or like we do with our Eleanor kits, again, you could even cut back and then blend down to zero.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you don't have to fill your whole door.
Yeah, that opens up all the options to be able to do whatever you so choose.
We could do two.
But yeah, I made it nice and thick too, just so that for sake of heat, durability, all the other things, we've got a few wall layers thick here all the way across.
That's exactly what I wanted. Now is the back going to line up perfectly as far as the width goes?
Yep,
the
width
front?
is going to be the same,
awesome.
and that was kind of hence us wanting to make sure the front is exactly where you want it, because the rear does match. So if you did say, this has got to come out more, this has got to go in more in an emergency, and we need to go back to the drawing board, we don't have the front and rear printed, and you need to make a major change like that.
I think we get all four on and then step back and look at it, and then from there, think if it looks like a piece is missing, or if the look of, once again, the bolt-on looks good, right? You know what I see with this kit, Sean? That like a Gulfstream paint job. That'd be kick-ass, eh?
Speak my language, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, the width from the front just looks so right.
Oh man, I love it. That looks so aggressive.
Yeah, especially
Oh,
when you
hell
stand
yeah.
out past and see it from afar.
Oh hell yeah. That's so aggressive. And when you look at the other side, it looks, you know, so tame, right?
Missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, one other thing, just for sake of being the body tech on it, with our guy at the shop, I left enough material here that you can block this back.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is going to be probably about this thick of material. So if you need to
You could reshape
build or
it.
do anything like that, that should be well within the realm to do.
I love that body
And
line
it shouldn't
up there.
change any of the body lines. I know this area here, this is probably the only spot that might have a little bit of a ripple in it.
Okay.
It's just because this is a really complex set of curves when modeling, and matching this and all the parts that are rounding out here, this will definitely need a good block.
Yeah.
But this stuff sands beautifully.
Yeah.
Like if you get an 80 grit or anything on it, it'll butter down to like this.
The final version will be fiberglass, so it'll be a little different to mount than this one. It won't have as many of like the inner surfaces, you know, like it'll be more of a shell.
Will the fiberglass be one piece or will it be like pegged together in three pieces
the,
as well?
The fiberglass will be one.
Okay,
measure.
okay.
Yeah, it'll
We
be-
just
that's
needed
cool.
to do it this way for sake of the total size
Yeah.
capacity of
Yeah.
the
And
the
printer.
print,
like this
yeah.
one is done all in one print.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
From
also
start
this
to
is the
finish.
important fit. So like,
Yeah.
if we screwed something up here,
Yeah.
we can just
Yeah,
reprint
exactly.
this before.
Exactly.
That's why we didn't glue it yet. But
No,
now
I'd
now
say,
that's good. We can
yeah,
glue it.
I say for the first, yeah, I think so too.
But
Just-
yeah, so once everything's good, then we either take these back from you to make the molds out
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
or if you just want to keep your car intact, then we have to print another set.
Okay.
If these end up painted and perfect,
Yeah.
we can't guarantee the finish on them is going to stay perfect. So do bear that in mind. They may need to
okay.
be repainted if we go
Oh,
off of
okay,
that
okay.
original
Yeah, but
part.
okay.
But with that,
It saves you a lot of labor though, because otherwise then we have to reprint these.
Yeah.
We have to body work another set of these,
Yeah.
prime them.
No, let's
get them
use these.
mold
Let's.
ready.
I say we print the other ones, get them
Okay.
all on, and then yeah, you guys take them back and do your thing. I was thinking we put it all on just for the look, and then we take them off, give them back to you
Yep.
to make your negatives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And the only thing is, the reason I like the line where it is, it gives us more room to body work it to where we want.
Certainly.
Whereas if it was right here, now you have to build up an inch to match the hood. Of
course.
Whereas here we could kind of mold it in. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
no, I agree.
I like that. I like right
this
where
one.
it
I
is.
think the fiberglass should end here.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nice enough curve, like for those people who want a quick and dirty install and just
Yeah.
throw
Yeah.
rivets
Quick fasteners or whatever. Yeah.
bolts, you know, like it's a right enough curve. And it's like it's in a
Yeah.
good spot where it doesn't look stupid.
Yeah.
You know, where it's
Yeah.
like a straight line of rivets up here
Yeah. Exactly.
look kind of dumb.
No, this would yeah, cool. Years ago, they came up with a high cut to match the front, and then last year they came up with the one piece. So typically this is three pieces.
Right.
Now they took that seam out. They made this transition the exact same contour as the door, where the original didn't have it, and they took out that body line, which I love these. Sweet.
Get it all glued up, and then
Sounds
we'll
good,
bring
man.
it back for a final
Cool.
test fit.
And then we'll blend it in this afternoon. Oh shit.
Just gonna pop this off.
Killer.
Yeah, we'll take the whole thing down. Yeah, I'm very glad with how the front lines up.
Following you guys.
Well, that's definitely nice. That all fits up super well. Yep. How's it going today?
Just come outside for the night. Yeah. Take your time, get your life. Jot it down. I mean, I geek.
What was that spray for? Sorry.
The spray is to keep a matte surface. It's
Yeah.
going to be what picks up best for the scanner because it's shining the light at the car
Yeah.
and it's wanting to bounce back and connect to the receptors in the scanner. It needs something that's a matte finish or as close to a matte finish as you can. White cars are really easy to scan. A flat gray car is the easiest to scan.
Yeah.
If it was fully primered, it would be an ideal candidate for scanning.
Yeah.
But this just adds a nice matte finish to our scanning area.
Just to help
and
the program, eh?
it helps it just pick up all the little bits and details, helps it track across parts that, you know, go through the curvature. Because otherwise, if you had a shiny, polished black car, it'd be like trying to scan a mirror, right?
Oh, okay.
There's just nothing that it's really able to pick up on. So that's where the contrast spray comes really in handy. So unlike using a matte spray paint or something of that nature, this is going to evaporate in just a couple hours.
They're just stickers?
Yep, just little sticky dots.
There's nothing special about them?
So they've got a little reflective area right in the middle.
Yeah.
And that reflective area acts as a sure indicator for where the scanner is going on top of, that that's the exact center of that dot. And then of course with the black outline, helps it center it within its field of view. Again, like with a shiny black surface, it's gonna be a mirror, so it has basically a void around where that perfect reflector is. They have to be in very non-particular spots. So you want to kind of have them in a random orientation. So you wouldn't do just like a straight line all the way across something. All right, jump back into scanning here.
Definitely a slow process.
It's a slow process, but also as far as the grand scheme of things, being able to take something from a design on the computer into a 3D printed prototype in a matter of a week is really great. I just printed these so that I can add a little bit of extra reference point for where the area that I'm scanning is. And then I can kind of work my way around, and it's got a very focal point that I can work around for these flat areas. And it's a unique area so that I can get these flat edges.
Fuck that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like
All right, Chico, what have you done here?
This is Kinser.
Yeah.
This just about ready to blow apart.
Nice.
I'm just finishing up odds and ends, little corner pieces here and there, edges. Blow it apart today and get it in primer.
Is it going in the paint room soon?
Not if Dougie doesn't finish soon. He won't be.
And also, I noticed there's little measurements on here.
This will be for Sean after. All of these little measurements are all for all your chrome indications. So you'll have all your backings to all your chrome, where Sean can attach the chrome later. This is the measurements he's going to be using. So now we're just going down the back straight. Took a hard turn at turn 2. The number 32 car, he hit me from behind, sent me wide. But it was all right though. We went in deep. We'll get him out back in. All got all loosey goosey. We're gonna get him out to about turn 3. We're gonna get back out of the pits, and we're gonna hit him hard. We're gonna hit him hard.
Now, what the fuck was that?
That was my pit crew.
Oh, your pit crew.
That was my pit crew.
Very good.
Yeah. Well,
But is this the only thing you're working on today?
this is going to be the only thing because I got
For the most
I got
part?
daddy duty, and
yeah.
it is 12 o'clock.
What, 3?
4:30. Did you check out the Eleanor yet?
Not yet.
Progress on the Eleanor?
Not-
Yeah. We'll do it now.
Duty calls.
Dude, cows, let's go over and do this.
Glass on?
Brighton Princess, a little pocket chair.
Thank you.
You get the
It's not as hot over
you
here.
get the step tool. That's cute.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
So the Charger was looking. It looked fine.
It was fine. It's just the lugs were too short, so we were pulling it apart to swap out the lugs for longer ones, so the wheels will fit properly. Just wasn't enough threads holding. But yeah, when we pulled it apart, it decided it was going to take the threads off one of the axles, so now we're waiting on parts.
Do you have the axle here?
Oh yeah,
Let's look at the.
and all its carnage.
Let's look at this axle.
And there's the threads.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it happens. Just sucks.
You have to burn it off.
I had to get it red hot to pull her off. She was just welded. Waiting on parts now.
Waiting on parts for the Charger, and then the GT. I see the stacker's finally out.
Yeah, we opened her up. We tore out the fuel system so we can plan it all out, figure out what we need, start laying it out. Got the intake and everything all cleaned up, ready to go. Got the ECU mounted on the other side, just starting to lay out wiring. Right here.
Oh shit. Oh shoot, sorry.
They already had the bracketry there, so we decided just to utilize it, make it invisible. But
Nice and hidden.
exactly, best way. Clean is the best.
Are you just waiting on parts for this too then?
Actually, I'm working on another vehicle right now that we have to fix an issue that came up, so I'm just trying to invent a way to make it work. Yeah.
And you'll be on this guy?
Then I'll come back to this guy. Parts are ordered. We got the fuel system coming, and all the fittings, hoses, pumps, regulators, everything. Then we'll be on the assembly phase.
Hey Ben. We caught up a little bit about this earlier in the week.
Okay.
Since then, what have you done to the orange Bronco here?
The orange Bronco, we have, there's been a lot of little gremlins. The customer decided on this one to reuse the stock wiring harness. So, being this old, there are definitely a few little gremlins that we got to sort out. Little electrical gremlins.
Yeah.
So, like for example, the right front marker wasn't working. The brake lights had a short. We would get power to the back until the actual light was powered up itself, and then it would blow the fuse on our power probes. Sorting out some wiring issues with the horn. The brake lights, I figured that out. I found that the brake pedal switch was actually shorting out internally, which was causing the fuse to pop. Also put in the rear speakers here. We had to get some 5.5-inch speakers for the back. The ones that we had were a little bit too big for the pocket that was cut in them. So
you guys didn't want to cut a bigger hole?
Yeah, no, we didn't want to cut a bigger hole. The leather was already finished, and plus these 5.5s will do more than enough. Wired up the radio, so that should be all good now as well. Installed the master cylinder. Right now I'm just trying to basically get the free play adjustment between the booster and the master cylinder set properly so that we have proper brake operation. It makes sure that the piston inside the master is being fully engaged we're getting as much brake pressure as possible and a nice firm pedal feel. The issue that we're having right now is these stock, these out of the box, the bullet in the booster is way too far in.
Yeah.
And it's not actually allowing a full piston stroke in the master cylinder. So you're not getting a full brake application. So the issue with that obviously is you're not getting full brake performance. But the issue for us is that when we try and bleed them, we're also not getting full brake performance, which means we're not getting all the air out. So this has to be adjusted first before I can do any more bleeding. So I'm gonna get that set, bleed the brakes, and hopefully we'll have a good pedal feel. I've done a couple of adjustments, but on this we decided to use hard lines to try and keep it, you know, period correct. They've gone for more of a patina look on this car, so they're trying to keep as much original as possible.
Yeah.
So the reason that we put these coils in the brake lines is so that when you're driving down the road, everything flexes a little bit separately from each other. So for example, the body, when you're going over a bump, will flex a little bit differently than the frame. In order to compensate for that, because the proportioning valve down here is mounted to the frame and the master cylinder up here is mounted to the body. So there's going to be some slight wiggle between them. Not enough to physically see, but enough that over time it could put too much strain on these brake lines if they were just straight brake lines, and could eventually make them work harden and crack. So we put these coils in to basically act as a spring. So picture this, picture a little bit of flex between the body. I'm exaggerating this greatly, but picture a bit of flex between the firewall and the frame as you're driving down the road. These basically act as a spring to take up that
its own little suspension, eh?
Exactly. Yeah. Got to even have suspension for your brake lines. But yeah, that's basically what we're working on right now. This thing is pretty much, it's getting close to being ready to go to Ontario. She'll be off to Ontario very shortly.
A big EV block right
to get a big EV motor in there.
Perfect. Thank you, Ben.
Awesome. Thanks, Carl.
Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life. Got it done.
All right, where to start?
Where to start?
Just kind of give you an update on it. So I'm finally back on spec, doing a solid week of work, basically trying to get it running for Friday. I had to wire up the engine, steering and suspension had to get buttoned up, dash is back in, the brake system is now in. What else? Power distribution is finalized. Underneath the battery tray, what I have mounted is the circuit breakers and the relays for distributor, fans. I believe that's it.
And you're just getting it all ready to drive tomorrow?
We are, yeah, that's the plan. So still lots to be done before that. I have to finish up the suspension, basically put the drag link in, front drive shaft, make sure everything is torqued.
You're driving it like this, topless?
We do.
Yeah.
You know, typically we'll throw a milk crate on the floor, or we'll bolt in an old seat. So I'll probably end up bolting in a seat because right now I've got to figure out the throttle linkage and also the kickdown cables. This is the wiring we got underneath the battery tray. So you've got the power distribution. Of course, I'm going to need to put, you know, a connector for the battery here, but we're waiting on that part. Just typical circuit breakers and relays. So all of this is going to be powering the distributor and the rad fans. I'll show you what that pedal looks like, if I can find it. There we go. So Locar makes a lot of high quality parts. We do like using them, you know, whenever we can. Depending on the build, of course, they are a little bit more expensive, but here is the throttle pedal we're going to try to run. It gets mounted to the firewall like that. This will be positioned opposite of the pedal, and then it works on a cable system. So Then we've got the kick down linkage. So instead of doing a typical bar, like this guy here actually, this is how they normally come, just a hard linkage.
Yeah.
We're gonna be running to a cable. Looks a little better. You got more adjustment if you need it.
Shinier.
Shinier, looks good. I do love using the low car stuff, so should be a little bit smoother action. And that's gonna be the cable for the throttle pedal. Still got some things to do under the dash. I tightened up all the wiring yesterday. All the controls work. Battery's out now, but radio's hooked up. I just need to mount the glove box in place. We like to run the fuse panel there, and then normally I'll run the sniper control module kind of opposite of that. Not sure if you can see it too well, but we did all our programming on it already, so it shouldn't give us any issues. We'll be good to throw it in and kind of forget about it. This is the Bronco that's getting our wide body kit from Infamous. We had him here yesterday or Tuesday, I think it was actually.
When you were working on this thing.
That's right. Yeah, I was doing all the dash, getting that finalized. So they have their fender printout. It looks incredible. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to turn out. We're going to try to make this thing as perfect as possible. And
I'll put the pictures that we got.
yeah, there you go.
Right there.
There's still lots to do. I got all the linkages, finalized wiring, and then brake system, but should be good. All right. Yeah, that's really it for the update.
Perfect. Thank you.
See you later.
Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life. Shut it down.
So Sean, James and Devin are gonna come back, give us a hand. So Carl and Renee and like the client really wanted to have, the one thing he keeps requesting is he wants to see the topper going on. So, and Carl said he missed it. So we gotta take the topper off and we're gonna reshoot putting it on.
Okay.
Okay. He knew I'm fucking with him right off the bat.
Sure, if you're gonna pay me to do it.
No, that's the thing. You only get paid once. So we're gonna do it at 5 o'clock. We're gonna do it at 5 o'clock on OT.